bounce. All right, so what did I tell you? Don't panic. Let's take a look at what we've got. First, of course, if you find what I'm doing valuable, feel free to send a little bit of crypto my way. Go to cryptocurious.tv/support. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So here's where we were earlier in the week. And everyone was panicking. Oh my God, we've gone down to as low as $7,700. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We got as low as $7,300. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is what we refer to in the business as weak hands. Weak hands are people who see an opportunity but are not strong enough to hold on to it. The first sign of any resistance, any obstacle, any issue, and they panic sell. And that's what we had. Now, to be honest, I think that these several days, these 4 days, 5 days, were whales playing around in the sandbox. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was also whales playing around in the sandbox. They sold here and they took for a profit, and then they bought back in down here. But if we look at it, I mean, honestly, we'll start here and we'll go up to the top. So there's a 44.88% gain in what? 1, 2, 3 days. And I'm using the wicks because that's the low and the high. Okay, so the high was up at 10,500 to almost 10,600. It didn't, of course, stay that high, but it went that high. Because as soon as it went that high, the same whales started saying, "Oh, let's pull some more out. Let's do this again." That's the nature of any market, but especially crypto and Bitcoin. No big deal. So we've gone from our low at 7,300, and we're now around 9,100, and we've been around the $9,000s, $9,000 to $10,000 mark for the past several days, most of this week. In fact, the bounce happened last Saturday, something like that, the 26th. I mean, it happened over the weekend. No big deal. Again, if you understand. If you are not investing too much money, if you've invested the right amount of money, and again, as always, none of this is financial advice, but my experience, having spent 30 years in the financial industry, is that if you are comfortable with the amount of money that you put into your investments, which means you didn't put so much in that you're scared to death of what happens if you're comfortable with those investments, you'll hold on to them for as long as it takes for them to come out as winners. Cryptocurrency, the reason everybody jumps in is because those tend to become winners very quickly. What they fail to understand is that you're going to see this sort of bounce. Let's see if we can pull this down so you can see it. Okay, so again, we've had. Let's see here, from here down to as low as, I can't see where that wick is. I think that's about there. Okay, so 46% drop over a 2-3 month period. That's a huge drop. It scares people, especially those people who were buying in over up here at this level, at the $10,000-$12,000 level, even the $9,000-$10,000 level. It scared people when it dropped down here to 8,000 and then again down to 7,000. It scared them. Well, I understand. But here's the thing. We look at what Bitcoin has done over the last week. Okay, so we go back to my list of cryptos and we click on the 7 days. So this is listed as in order of market cap, Bitcoin, of course, is number one. We click on the 7-day to see where everything falls out, and we find Bitcoin down here at number 21. Of course, the only reason I know it's number 21 is I actually counted. So Bitcoin over the last 7 days has gone up by 18.5%. It has outperformed all but 20 other cryptos. And in fact, if you look, you'll notice that the cryptos that were doing so well earlier, Chainlink and I don't even see BAT up here, they're now no longer outperforming Bitcoin. What happened? Well, this is how markets work. So currently, over the last 7 days, and this is just the last 7 days, Bitcoin is now outperforming the other altcoins that we've been looking at, that we've been watching. Now everybody's like, oh my God, what do I do with my Chainlink? What do I do with my BAT? You leave them. There's no reason to do anything with them. This is how markets work. And crypto is excessively volatile. And I want to capitalize every letter in the word excessively. It is excessively volatile. That's okay. That is a trader's friend. And again, even though we're swing trading, volatility is our friend. If an asset is stable, the price never changes. Well, we don't want that. We want the price to change, preferably to go up, but we also accept when it goes down. Volatility is our friend. So let's take a look at some of these other cryptos that we've been looking at. So here's Bitcoin, and on a daily chart, we'll look at the weekly chart because it's worth looking at. Let's pull this down a bit. So here we have from the top of the market back in December 2017 to where we are now. Once this is the weekly chart, and again, we've got a drop. I could draw the box, but it'll be the same. It might be easier to see here because we don't have as much activity. But we go from here to, let's see here, where is that wick? There it is, right there. And 49% drop. Okay, from the very top over here to the very bottom of this. But here's the thing. When you look at it, it looks like a standard Bitcoin chart. After the bear market, if you go back and you look at the last one, and I don't have it set up, but if you look at the last bear market, the one that ended in 2015, 2016, you'll see, and I showed you last week before last, I showed you it looks very much like this. Let's take a look at the other currencies we've been following. So, and we can look at several. Okay, so if we look at Litecoin versus Bitcoin, okay, and we're looking at the weekly, so it's dropping. Okay, it's actually starting to flatten out. I won't be surprised if this flattens out and curves back up and begins to rise. I can't say that's what's going to happen, but I won't be surprised if that's what does happen. And you'll notice, let's see if we can find, where's our, so yeah, back here in September of 2016, where we're at now, where we're finding support is where we had resistance way back when. This is I mean, and this is a Bitcoin comparison chart, so we're comparing Litecoin to Bitcoin at roughly 6,300 satoshis. That's a good deal. If you can buy Litecoin at 6,300 satoshis, that's a very good deal. What's it doing USD? And the reason I'm looking at USD is because you can buy Litecoin, you can convert your fiat USD directly to Litecoin using Coinbase. And I think Coinbase, being the AOL of crypto, it's the place everybody knows. I think that's where people are going to do their conversions. So if they allow you to convert USD into a specific crypto, I'm going to look at it at the USD level as well. And again, we've got this drop and it's curving. Will it curve up? It very well could be. In fact, what I see here is the beginning. And again, I'm speculating, but what I see here is the beginning of a J curve. You see how it does this, and I think that the potential here is that it will come down, it will curve up, and it will go far above this. And it makes a J pattern. It's a typical. That's a typical. And I don't know if I can show you on here easily or not, but that's a typical pattern that we see on any market. So here's Bitcoin. Okay, it drops down the end of the bear market, and then it goes across, and it comes up and creates that J. Now this one took years, and we're looking at the weekly. We're looking at the weekly chart. It took years to make that J, but it eventually did. Well, we're not seeing it here, but it tried and it hit resistance and it dropped back down, which is good because I don't want it to go up too fast, too early. I want it to go over that nice 4-year cycle. We've got another 2.5 years of this 4-year cycle before we get another bear market. So I don't want it to jump right up, but it's showing that it has that potential. This is a good sign in that it jumped up very quickly and then cooled off. That tells me that there are a lot of people who want to buy and are willing to buy at whatever price, but it also means that they're being somewhat cautious about it. They understand that jumping up too quickly is not a good thing. So if we go back to Litecoin, we can see this potential beginning of a J pattern. Same with the USD. USD is a little more, but again, you see that bump up here and then that drop down, just like we saw on Bitcoin. I think there's a good potential for this to create that J. So let's take a look at BAT BTC. We'll start at BAT BT. So relatively speaking, you can get BAT for this for just slightly less. If we look at all right, so Litecoin BTC is at 6,300 satoshis. BAT BTC is at almost 2,600 satoshis. So 2/3 less, comparatively speaking. So you can buy, for the same amount of Bitcoin, you can buy almost 3 times the amount of BAT that you can Litecoin. That is something you might want to look at, okay? Because again, Litecoin in dollar value is around $50-$60, whereas BAT dollar value is around 23 cents. That's a whole lot of difference there when you look at the comparison. It's 1/3 of the price for Bitcoin. It's way, way less than that dollar value. We're talking $53 versus 23 cents, or 6,000 satoshis versus 2,600 satoshis. So keep that in mind. It's probably, if you're going to buy BAT, it's probably a better deal for you to go directly into, if you can, well, actually, yeah, I've got the USD up here. It's a better deal for you to buy into BAT with fiat, because you're going to be getting a wider spread for what you're putting out. But anyway, and we're looking at the weekly here. Let's take a look at the daily, because there really isn't enough history on the weekly for BAT yet. So if we're looking at the USD, let's see if we can pull this. There we go. So again, we've got this drop down and this curve back up. Okay, and this is the USD chart, so we're looking at 23 cents. Its low was right around 14 cents, so it's gone up almost 10 cents a coin. And this was what? Around the end of September. So it's taken a month for it to go up by 9 cents and some. But it's starting to curve up. Okay, we're seeing that, and we're seeing that. That's the USD. We're seeing the same basic idea, same basic pattern in the BTC. It dropped down, and now it's curving back up slowly. I mean, we got a pop here, but that's normal. But I think what we're going to see right now, the last few days, it's been fairly flat, just like it was fairly flat over here. I see that it's a normal pattern. We're going to see these pops where it's going to pop up, come back down, pop up, come back down. But when you're looking at the general pattern, it's going to flatten out. It's going to that's one of the reasons why we have these moving averages, is to more easily see these patterns. If you look at this green one, which is, I believe, the 20-day, it shows you how it's curved up and coming back up. In fact, it's about to cross the 50-day. Okay, so it's starting to curve up, and we can see that. This is something that is normal, and we expect to see in an asset that has the potential to jump up and become worth. Well, in the crypto space, they just call it mooning. This is, in the stock market, we just simply say that it's going parabolic. Well, it's not doing that yet. It won't do that for quite a while. But the smart money is the money, again, not advice, but in my experience, the smart money is the money that gets in down here where it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but it has the potential to. Again, this is why this is why I say when you look at an altcoin, you want to look at what problem does it solve? What can it do for you and the rest of the world? How is it going to help? If you find a coin that solves a problem, okay, in the case of BAT, case of BAT, what the problem it solves is all the advertising that you see online and the monetization of it. It gives you, the consumer, some of that money. If you're getting some of the money, you don't tend to mind all the advertisements. They're paying you to advertise to you. Even if you don't buy anything from them, they're still paying you. And as Ben Franklin once said, a penny saved is a penny earned. Well, in this case, we're earning a penny. And compound interest, Warren Buffett's favorite term, tells us that if you take a penny every day, compound it by getting another penny every day, or a BAT token every day, you'll soon have a fortune in BAT. No matter what the price does, you'll soon have a fortune in BAT. And any BAT that you get that you didn't buy, that's free BAT. That's free money. So, yeah, it solves a problem. So let's go down here and go back to our favorite, which is Chainlink. And we're on the, this is Coinbase, because again, I'm looking at Coinbase because this is where I suspect most people are going to be buying. If they're going to convert their fiat into Chainlink, they're going to be doing it, I believe, on Coinbase, because let's face it, Coinbase makes it the easiest to get an account. I've tried Kraken, I've tried various other exchanges, most of which, for whatever reason, gave me all sorts of problems. This is something else that we need to go into at some point, and that is, if you want mass adoption, you need to make the process painless. That is not what we see here. I will tell you right now, the first exchange that makes the process of getting an account painless is the exchange that will be worth something. If they put their own coin out, that coin will be worth a fortune, because everybody will be using that exchange. So if you're looking for a way to make money on, if you're looking for a way to sell shovels instead of mining for gold, think about creating an exchange that has a painless process for creating an account, and you'll make money, guaranteed. So Chainlink, and again, we're looking at the daily chart, because if we look at the weekly chart, there's just nothing there. Literally, it's a nice down and up. But let's look at the daily chart here. Daily chart, there we go. And it's at the bottom of this J curve. I mean, it started here, and again, if we look at other, let's see here. Let's look at, I don't know, Binance might have it. Let's see here. It's going to have some more. Yeah, it's going to have some more history. And I mean, there really isn't that much history to look at, but if we look at this is a typical J curve, okay? Its peak here drops, goes around the bottom of the J, comes back up to the top of the J, and it's so much higher than it was over here. That's a typical J curve, okay? So we're seeing something similar here, okay? And this is what, January, June of 2019. So this is this year. This is the last few months. it's popping up, way up, very quickly. Let's see here if we can pull this off auto. There we go. And so, we're seeing another J curve. And you'll notice that as I pull closer in, that curve tends to smooth out. If I'm looking back like I was earlier, it's very jagged. But if I look closer at the data, it smooths out a little bit. I'm still very bullish on Chainlink. I absolutely believe that it's going to go and it's going to pop sometime the next year or so. The fact that Bitcoin is now outperforming both it and BAT does not bother me in the slightest at all. I'm looking for the long-term trades. I'm looking for the big money, not the little $100,000, $100 or $1,000 jumps. I'm looking at the $100,000 jumps, at least for Bitcoin, and the high potential of BAT and Chainlink to have similarly large, relatively large jumps. So, we're good. We're waiting. This is a waiting game. This is the hard part. This is the part where we sit back and we have to wait. Nothing we can do. We've already made our purchases. We've already placed our bets. We're sitting at the table in Vegas, and the wheel is spinning, and the marble has been let go, and all we can do is wait for it to drop. This is no different than going to a casino in Vegas, except that in this casino, the house doesn't have a 4% advantage. So, yeah, this is the best game on the planet, and we're playing. And as long as you have put your money into something you believe in, something that you believe has potential, you don't want to get your emotions involved. All of these Bitcoin maximalists who say that there are only two coins, Bitcoin and shitcoins, they've got their emotions involved. They're not interested in making money. They're only interested in seeing Bitcoin do well. And that's fine. That's fine. But if you're going to make money off the market, you need to look at what asset has the best potential to go up exponentially. The trader looks for the opportunities. They don't care what the asset is, but for the long term, for the swing trader, for the long-term trader, like myself, unless I see something extremely advantageous, I'm not going to put a lot of money ever into a short-term trade like Doge or XRP or whatever, any other coin that looks like it might moon over a short time frame. I'm not going to put a lot of money in it. I might put a little bit of money in there if I see it and I see an advantage. I might put a little bit of money in there, a couple $100, something that I can afford to lose. I can easily afford to lose, and make the bet. Why not? Because if it pays off, maybe it gives me $1,000 to play with next time. It's all about getting more than you put in. Anyway, that's it for this week. We'll see what happens over the next 7 days. I fully expect that we have seen the worst of the drops in Bitcoin. At least I hope we have. Too many of these drops like this tend to shake faith. I think it's time for Bitcoin to start going up slowly but steadily. The little coin that could. I think I can. That's what we're seeing, and that's what I'd like to continue seeing. Anyway, until next week, keep hodling.